drove the GMC truck and was very impressed with the way it handled the off-road course. I did pretty much the same course with the Ford F-150, and sad to say I got hung up on the last obstacle. Even in four-wheel drive, wouldn't make it, and I did the whole course with the GMC truck in just two-wheel drive. It handled it very seamlessly. You know, I could feel the lock take place, and then it just went out with ease. It looks like GMC has a competitive advantage.
Anytime GM throws a party like this with an offer of looking at their latest technologies, I would like to be present and find out what's going on in the industry. The Eaton product is very discernible. It engages typically in extremes with a pretty solid thunk, but other times with almost a very slight pulse. An average driver might not even be aware of it, and when it does, it just simply gets you out of where you were. This made it very easy for me to do, and a no-brainer and a no-skill or low-skill level. The last 4 vehicles our family has owned has been 3 Explorers and now a Mazda Tribute. If I could equip it with this locking differential, I absolutely would.
And I didn't even know Ford didn't even have it. I mean, what a huge edge that is. I mean, I'm getting a lot of Ford buyers coming in, and that's a huge advantage. I mean, they're not even offering locking rear in a Ford product. I mean, as far as our percentage of women or female drivers now, I think that they'll find that to be a huge safety issue, especially in severe conditions, whether it be rain or snow. It shouldn't even be optional. It should be standard. The ease of going through the twisting and the deep ditches, you know, I was barely even hitting the gas. It was enough to engage it when you felt that adversity and you went right through it. It wasn't a problem. I was very impressed.
The difference between a locking differential and limited slip, I wasn't all that familiar with, and had an excellent presentation by the gentleman from Eaton explaining the differences in the two.
Lock it together and it stays locked until it disengages. This is what's called a split mu situation, in that you've got perfect traction on the left rear, virtually no traction on the right rear in this situation. We've got a twist ditch, we've got some off-camber turns. You'll really have a good opportunity to drive any of the GM vehicles with the G80 locker back-to-back with a competitive vehicle.
And by having a first-hand experience like this for the media, it's not only do they learn something, but it's a lot of fun as well. We got up on the first ramp, and you could actually feel it when the locking differential did start to grip on both wheels and start to pull you up the ramp. So it was a great experience. It's pretty neat with the way it works. Eaton is offering a product that is certainly money well spent.
Noticed the difference right away in the first product I tried with the Eaton locking differential system. It was easy to overcome any hill challenge out on the course. The system worked, perfectly. I never had to shift into four-wheel drive when I was out there, not once. Well, I think this is a feature that can work for just about anybody out there. Everybody's gotten stuck at one time or another.
You don't have to have both tires in contact with the ground at all times. You're able to put one tire up in the air and still maintain traction.
GM vehicles handle a little better off-road than their competitive makers. Drove the Z71 Suburban, which was a pleasant surprise. I thought it actually handled a little better off-road than the Hummer did. When I lost traction with the one tire, you could feel it kick in on the other side, and was enough to get you through the obstacle that you had to go through. If I was out there with my wife and kids with me, I definitely would want the differential.
I could feel it starting to slip, and then obviously the back end would lock in, and it was literally like someone had come behind and was pushing. This is a safety issue, especially on ice, slippery roads. Slippery surface is something that people do come in contact with, and it's not something that you go looking for necessarily. I was really impressed that I could go places with the Suburban and two-wheel, more places with that than I could with the four-wheel drive Ram and Expedition. No other traction technology I've seen compares with the locking differential from Eaton.
There you go, got it.
I think we're going to bring some recognition to the fact that There are differences between the types of differentials people use, and obviously we did that today by looking at limited slips in comparison to locking differentials. And I think we've shown everybody that locking differentials are the better choice of the two. Anybody can drive off of a low shoulder of a road and get themselves into a situation where one wheel is spinning in the rear. So with the differential, the locking differential, you're able to drive up and out of that situation. With a limited slip product or an open differential, you're really stuck, and you're going to be in need of a tow truck to help pull you out. The event's been a great event, and we hope to participate in many more of them with General Motors.
I was very impressed.
It's a product I'd want.
You can feel the difference.
GM's heading in the right direction now with Eaton, most definitely.
I think we've accomplished what we set out to do.